Hello, YouTube.
We shall.
Billions of
We shall.
subscribers. We're taking off. Um, let's see. Picture of Dorian Gray. I, I think I had like a. For me, I had like a good amount of hype going into this book, and it wasn't even all that much hype. I just don't get hyped about things. But I think of everything on the wheel that we've had, like since we made it, I think I was looking forward to this book more than anything, just because it's just intrigued me. I have like a vague understanding of the character, and I think he's just sort of like become like a cultural kind of a thing. So you'll hear him referenced in like just random things pretty often. I know he showed up in like a Holmes book. Uh, you know, like a Marvel multiverse before Marvel. Um, so I thought that was cool. Although I don't think I particularly had like super high expectations. I was just curious. Like I don't know. Um, and eh, like I probably shouldn't have hyped it up as much as I did in my mind. I mean, I wasn't like that stoked about it. It's just I don't know. This book, like the biggest question I have coming out of this book is like, why is this book so popular? Why is why did this get to the point that it did? Because I think it's like a relatively novel idea, but I kept getting I kept getting like the sense that smart people really like this book more for its like political and social commentary than the plot itself. Because the plot itself was cool and was my favorite part about the book, but it also felt like it was maybe like 20 to 25% of it, and then the rest of it was just them sort of like talking, and it was just a whole lot of like maybe like the 1890s version of woke. I'm not really sure. I don't really know if like what they were saying was like particularly scandalous or just everyone knew it, but like it was a whole lot of that. And uh yeah, like I guess it's sort of like it sort of read like a book, like I would expect to read in a literature class, which I'm sure it is often read in literature classes and studied and all of those things. But generally, for the reason that I like a story, it was like again. I thought that 20 or 30% of what it had for the actual plot was actually pretty interesting, and it was cool. Like I really just had no idea. I mean, I vaguely understood him and his connection to this portrait, and although when I see him showing up in like the multiverse of his, like in Sherlock Holmes as well as like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and I know there's one other like old book where he shows up as well. It's more like the I guess it is kind of what it's saying. It's just he doesn't end up dead at the end, obviously, because he shows up in these things. You good?
Yeah, there's a fucking homeless man in the middle of the street,
Ooh,
and a car didn't see him.
dang.
Anyways,
Am I? Was that my first job? Whoa, I'm getting confused right now. No, I think that was my second job. I worked at a Circuit City over in Rancho Cucamonga, and a dude, my coworker, he just straight hit and killed a homeless man on the freeway one day. Like the homeless man just like I guess unsure if it was like suicide or he was just like cracked out or something, but he just walked onto the freeway and the dude just hit him at like 70 and at night. Pretty awful. I know. So whenever I like really distinctly still remember that story because it was like so gross and so terrible. And also I think just like my friend's like blasé approach to it, but I think he was just sort of like pretending that it wasn't insane. So anytime I hear about a homeless person and they're in the road, I'm thinking of that story. At least that didn't happen. Hopefully that didn't happen. Dang.
no, but
Tangent.
I too once saw that happen.
Really? Oof.
I was at, and I was on Holt in Ontario, if you know where Holt in
Yeah.
Ontario is,
Plenty of homeless.
and I was in my lunch. I was on my lunch breaks facing the street, and there was a homeless guy on a bicycle, and he got fucking hit by a car.
Dang, so you like
Anyways,
saw it. Dang.
yeah.
Crazy. That's brutal.
Anyways,
Anyways,
yeah.
indeed. What does that have to do with Dorian Gray? Um so
You
So it
call
was
him
pretty.
Horian Gray? How
I
dare
might have.
you?
I might have said Horian Gray. So it was like it was pretty cool. I guess I think the writing was good. All of that political commentary that I didn't really care about as much. It was like all well written and kind of nice to listen to ish. I guess. The narrator was pretty cool. Oh, I can't even remember who I picked, but I liked the narrator that I picked. I listened. I like sampled them both, and I thought he was pretty good. Although I can't remember his name now. I also appreciated that, uh, much just like that how we get out of like these like older books, like you don't hear that like sort of like patronizing tone coming out. Although it did make me think, like it's interesting. Like I wonder if this book maybe like was patronizing somehow, if you read it at the time, like because again, like maybe it was like scandalous or it was saying like some kind of new ideas that didn't normally exist. But at least to me, it just sounded like reality. I guess I can understand why like the gay community has like gotten all weird about this book, even though it's like really not all that gay. But I mean, it's pretty gay for 1890, I guess you could say. But the way that was all talked about and portrayed, like it felt like it didn't feel like it was like preaching at me, which like pretty much any person, anytime there is a gay man or woman in a book written after 2015, it feels like it's preaching at me rather than it just being normal. And somehow this dude figured it out in 1890 how to just be normal about it. So that was cool. So yeah, I don't know. I'm also I haven't even thought about what I would rate it at this point, but I just wasn't expecting all of that social commentary. I had no idea it was so full of that, and I was like not ready for it pretty much. So I think that's it for me.
Dude, what in the actual fuck is wrong with you? Like, you are not giving a good name to Prius drivers, and I am saying that as a Prius. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm good. Do you want to go, Manel? Do you want to go?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
go. Okay. This is a hot take, and this is a hot take in the way that I am a feminist. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, whatever. But I'm not like woke in the fact that we're like things can't be said. Anyways, with all of that being said, I felt like this book was very anti-woman. Like, all I heard out of I'm speeding and there's a motorcycle cop. All I heard out of this book was just like how fucking useless, stupid, and like dumb women are. Well, that's stupid. Like, 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 I was like, what the fuck? Like, how is this? Oh, maybe it was just me, but like every time a woman was brought up in this book, it was just like in the context of them being worthless. Like, and it was weird. Like, and not the fact like I didn't like it, like I still liked it, but I was just like, wow, like men really hated women during this time. Like, women are our property. Like, women are very much just things to men, and that's where it comes from. Like, I don't know, did nobody else get that? Like, all Henry ever said was just like, they're there. They're better when they're stupid. You don't want to marry a smart one. I don't know. Like, that like whole like undertone of like women are just like fucking useless kind of like threw me off. I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, whatever. And I know that's not the point of the book, but like that's coming from me. Like, anyways, besides that, I thought I was like very underwhelmed by the book. To be completely honest with you, like I know it's a classic, and I did think it was good, and I think it was written well, and I really liked it. But I thought it would have more to it for it being as much like as it being like a cultural icon, like you said, Darren, for it being in like Sherlock Holmes. I don't know any of that, but I do hear Dorian Gray a lot in the context of other things. So I thought it was just like really like, you know, crazy book that was just gonna like blow my mind as a classic, you know, like Grapes of Wrath. Like Grapes of Wrath was long as fuck, but at the end of the day, like I still really enjoyed it, and I was like, oh, okay, I can see why this was a classic. And this was like, it was just like, okay, it was just another book about the debauchery of a man. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh, all right, men doing men things. That makes sense. He's maybe gay. Okay, like that's cool, but like, what difference was it? You know? And so, anyways, reading about it, I guess like at the time, like this was like absolutely unheard of, and like they wanted to like bring. Who was the author of this? That famous guy? I don't know.
Oscar Wilde.
Who was the author? Oscar Wilde. They like brought this book up in like court or like something. They try to use it against him and like all kinds of like weird shit about it. But I just feel like it was one of those books where it was like a lot, but like nothing at the exact same time. We got like a whole fucking chunk of like the book that was just him talking about jewels and gems and traveling and this and that, and then like it didn't really do anything except for like show that maybe he was, you know, living his best life and he amassed all of this. But like I wanted to know more about the concept. Like I wanted him to like go in and every day and see his portrait die. And I guess in the sense, if I like zoom out and I think about it a little bit more critically, I understand that the theme was kind of probably like narcissism and like how like feeding into yourself and like, you know, like how you're perceived and all of that. Like, okay, well, fine, whatever. But I don't know. And like I was like, how is he a gay icon? Because Dorian Gray wasn't gay to me. Basil was gay. And I don't even think Basil was gay, to be completely honest with you. To me, it was just like Basil was almost
I
like
don't know if I think he
jealous.
was either. I agree.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even jealousy either. It was like admiration in the way where I see a really hot girl and I'm like, fuck, I wish I looked like that bitch. I'm jealous.
Right.
But not like I'm gay. I'm just like, wow, that bitch is hot as fuck. Like, I want to look like her. Like, why can't I? Like, I want to emulate her.
It was more just like a commentary on how captivating Dorian was, rather than like how gay Basil was.
Yeah.
It was just that he was
And
so captivating that no one could resist, and that part alone is cool. But I think that I think it's been misconstrued. I don't think.
Yeah. I was like, a gay icon where? But then also Dorian was obviously gay in some way, shape, or form. And I think they like, you guys, I'm rambling. I always ramble, so I don't know why. Anyways, when he came and he was just like, oh, you did this to this and what? Like, see, okay, let me tell you something. I know this woman in front of me is a bad fucking driver, because why the fuck is her driver's side mirror like pushed in? Like, you're not looking behind you, girl. Like, you're not looking at your fucking blind spot. Anyways, okay, so
she probably
like,
just went and got a car wash.
Because, like, I think it's just a rich woman who relies on her Mercedes EQS 450 to drive and does not look in her fucking side mirrors.
Yeah, probably.
Because the car's dirty. Anyways, so and even if you just got a fucking car wash, between the car wash and you getting on the freeway at a high rate of speed, you didn't look in your side view mirrors at all? Like, at all. Anyways, back to the gay man. Like, I think Dorian was more, and then I say, and I'm bringing this up. Manel, do you have time, or am I like rambling too much?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I bring this up because when I looked up the book, because I was curious, they said it was like Basil's gayness, and I was just like, Basil wasn't even fucking gay. But then I got the gayness from when like he came and he's just like, oh, well, you fucked off with this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. Now all of these guys are in the trenches and they're doing bad. And then he like, when he blackmailed the other guy, I'm assuming he blackmailed him because he had like a gay agenda on him, and he was able to be like, oh, like, if you don't fucking kill, like, hide this body from me. I don't know. All of this to say, I didn't really fucking like Dorian. I got it, but maybe I was just underwhelmed. I was just underwhelmed, guys. I don't know what to fucking say. Like, I'm surprised he lasted so long without killing somebody, because I feel like people who are like that just snap earlier on in life because they have everything handed to them. But in Dorian's, in the context of Dorian, everybody loved him so much and nobody ever like questioned him like that. They just like talked about him. I was like really sad that Sybil's brother died. Like, I really wanted that vengeance. Like, how did it just magically work out for him? And again, like, the thing about captivating people and things just working out for them all the time just pissed me off in real life thing. And I'm just like, God, people suck. People suck in life, and they just fucking get like dealt the best hand, and they just live the rest of their life like that, and nothing bad ever happens to them. And I don't fucking know what I'm trying to say. Leave me alone. No more.
Leave me alone.
all of that to say, like, it was good. Like, I get it. And wasn't a gay me personally. I hated how, I didn't hate, but I was just kind of like questioning how much woman personally, and I just wanted more out of it. Like, I get like the concept of it, and I get like the larger themes and why like people would like think about this like in like obviously like a more critical point of view. But I was just like, okay, like, it was a good book. I'm glad I read it. I'm glad I checked it off the list. Okay, now I'm done.
Okay. It's so funny because when the book got picked last week, I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to use my brain to read this. And I was kind of hesitant, but I was it was like surprisingly okay. I thought I had the abridged version, but it wasn't. It was just a regular classical book. I was like, huh, okay. It wasn't as complicated as I thought it would be. It was interesting. The writing was pretty good.
Mhm.
Did I like the book? I liked the book, not because of the plot or the writing, but because of the characters. And my favorite, I know it's wrong to say this, is Lord Henry. I love him so much. He is a morally great character, and he is the best character. The words that
He's
came
like
out of the
true
man's
morally
mouth.
gray.
If I knew him in real life, I would just. I hope he would get hit on the highway, but oh my gosh, as a book character, he was the most interesting. The stuff that he said, I was appalled and I had to clutch my purse. But he was awesome. I love him so much. The best character ever. Um, poor Dorian Gray. I'm gonna hold off on commenting on whether the book is gay or not because apparently there is a censored version and an uncensored version, and what's publicly available is what we read is the censored version.
Yeah, and
So
you know
I'm
what?
curious to know.
I saw that uncensored version
Think
like
it's a dick
floating
sucking
around.
version?
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just I didn't because like the thing is like when this starts happening, I was already confused enough trying to figure out what narrator we wanted to pick. When I saw that, I was like, I don't even is that like a sequel? I don't even know what that is, so I just ignored it. But I did see that. I did see that available. Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe in that the
Damn.
content is a bit more explicit. I don't know. And what we are reading is like the more tamed down version where it's like, is he gay? Is he not gay? I mean, for the people who's pro gay, they're like, of course he's gay. And for
Yeah.
us, we're like, I don't see it.
Eh.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But I don't know.
How
Poor
more gay
Dorian
could it
Gray.
have been for the fucking 1800s?
I mean, Oscar Wilde was in a relationship with a dude at the time the book was published, so he could have been inserting some of his
I'm
stuff
curious
into.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Now a gay version. I'm sad.
Gay
Okay.
version.
The gay version. What else? Yeah, Lord Henry's my favorite. I don't care if he's mean and just so judgy. I love him so much. The point that Julia made about women being stupid, even the characters themselves were like written to be stupid. Tex Sybil, for example, she was like
Yeah.
dumb. She was bad at her job, and once Dorian's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't like you anymore," she killed herself. Like, what even is that? And even the other lady, the lady who always threw tea parties and invited Dorian Gray, she was like so in love with him and she just did everything just to have him close by. That was it. That was her whole personality.
Yeah.
Nothing else. And I think those were the only two characters. I don't think there were any others, except maybe Sybil's mom. But she didn't really have a role to play. What else did I write down? The thing is Dorian wasn't bad at the start. He was just a regular kid, probably kind of aware that he was like really gorgeous and whatnot. But the fact is, Lord Henry's the one who like made him bad.
Yeah.
He played devil's advocate. He was an instigator, and he's the true villain here. So I don't know. I don't want to hate Dorian Gray because he was made into that, right? He wasn't like that from the start. Hmm?
No, I think he had it in him, and then Lord Henry's acceptance allowed him to have it anyways.
True.
Take it back.
Yeah, because like the first interaction when he came to see Basil, he was all doe-eyed and innocent, and then Lord Henry took him under his wing, and he gradually started becoming who he really was. So yeah, you're right. He probably had it in him, and he kind of brought out the worst qualities in him. So yeah. What else did I write?
And I had to look up that little yellow book too, because I was like, "What? Okay, what kind of book was this that this man made a deal with the devil?" Did you guys know that? You guys were curious about that too?
I kind of noted it, but I didn't like look into it either.
Yeah, same. I get why this book has so much hype. It's like interesting. And if you really want to dive into it, you can like comment on every single aspect of it. And for the social commentary, I guess that was pretty common at the time, right? To write like paragraphs and paragraphs on it. Like even Jane Austen's books are like that. Like the plot is this much, and then like the writing of everything else is this much. And something else that's so interesting is that entertainment was so lacking at the time that they had to rely on each other's thoughts, and they just spoke out loud those sort of things. That was the only form of entertainment they had. I guess what we're doing is also the same pretty much, but like imagine no TikTok, no YouTube, no games at the time. They just had to say, so what do you think of this? Oh, I think this. So yeah, pretty fun. What would I rate this book? 4 maybe? I don't know. 5 seems high. I don't know. What do you guys think? 4, 5, 3?
A 3, but I think it's a 4. I like it. I understand it was a classic. I would recommend it as a classic, honestly. If I had to, like, someone's like, "Oh, you want to read a classic?" I was like, "Oh, read Dorian Gray." And I think about it just because I feel like it was easy for a classic. I am sad because I don't have the extra gay version, but it's okay. And I like how, like, we're just, like, completely glossing over the fact that none of us touch on the fact that that man killed somebody.
Oh yeah.
Like, I wasn't even
yeah.
like he
Yeah, that
killed
was pretty
somebody
jacked
and then
up.
he managed to kill himself, right? He killed himself in the end.
Yeah. But he tried to destroy the painting, but in doing so he killed
He killed
himself.
himself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I like that. And that's what I'm like, at the core of it, I like that. Like, I like that so much. I like the idea that, like, he made a deal and he's just like, okay, the painting will turn old and, like, every bad thing I ever do in my life will, like, reflect on this painting, but I will stay young. And then in the end, when he couldn't handle it, like, he went to go, like, rip the painting and he killed himself. Like, I loved that. Like, I loved that portion of the book. So maybe I do like it a little bit more than I'm thinking. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, for me it's just hard to it's hard to zone in on the plot because it was so little of the book. And
No,
so
the
so when
plot
I
wasn't.
so when I think back on it, I think of everything else more than that part. But I also agree that that was really cool and the concept of it is really cool. I would like to hear it like expanded on basically. But
Yeah. I guess that's where my the underwhelmness comes from, is from the fact that I really enjoyed like that meat and potatoes part of it, but like everything else I could have, I was like, oh, okay, like whatever. I do agree with you on Lord Henry though. Like, I hated the man, but
he was
if we're talking
interesting
about
as heck.
classic, that was
Yeah.
the first immorally great character ever. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as another thing, something else I have written down that I thought was kind of like interesting was, and I'm sure people have like talked about this. I just don't think that it's like something that comes to mind first because he's a guy, and we never really talk about guys in this context. I don't think, but just the idea of the objectification, how objectified he was. Uh, this he was probably objectified more than like any character of any book I've ever read. Like the whole point of the book was the objectification of him. He wasn't just like a man. He was like a thing, like a possession, something to have like on your mantelpiece and like blah 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 blah. And I think that that effed him up. To me, like that was uh I think I kind of agree. Like I sort of like by the end of it, I kind of felt sorry for him because I also kind of felt like he was like turned. I think people constantly treating him like that messed him up. And I mean like everyone has evil
I mean, if
inside.
you
So
think
like,
about it,
huh?
go ahead.
What? Oh, I was just gonna say everybody has evil inside. So like, of course he had it in him. Like everyone has it in him to like kill Basil.
Oh,
I think I could kill Basil. But I
whoa,
think
whoa, whoa, wait.
I think what brought it out so hard is how much like that he wasn't really like treated as like a normal person, but he was treated as like a great man. So we don't really think that that's. But again, like what you do like a gender swap here, and like I think a lot more people would be like talking about that, or like it probably would have been one of the things that you guys brought up rather than like the women being dumb, because that's a problem too, right? When you watch something or when you read something, if the women are being objectified, it's like, oh, I don't like that. But Dorian was pretty badly objectified, and it's interesting. Don't see that very often. And Lord Henry is also my favorite. That was probably the most entertaining part of the book. And I also love that it was kind of bookended by him just ranting. Like it started off with him just doing like a big ass rant talking about all this nonsense, and that's pretty much how we have little it out as well. But that was cool.
Lord Henry must have been so old by the end of the book.
I
Yeah.
actually how much time passed? Did you guys
Right?
know?
years. He wasn't.
I know
like,
it was
he was a
years.
man in his like 50s
Right.
by the time the book ended, and we met him when he was not even like 20.
Oh, he was that old? I didn't really have a
That's what
concept.
No, he was a teenager, right? When they first brought him
when
up,
they
like
In
met
the beginning.
him. Yeah.
Right, but then how far did it go?
I think 20 odd years, because when Sybil's brother came out, he was expecting to see like a 40-year-old guy, like a middle-aged man, but then he saw
Yeah,
Dorian.
Yeah.
that's
So I
true.
think it's
That's
around that
true.
time.
That's what I thought. I thought he was like a lot of time had passed. I thought he was like in his like 50s, maybe like 40, but yeah, 40s, 50s. Yeah.
How about the guy getting shot while they're out like hunting foxes, and it's just like, oh, that's he shouldn't have been standing there.
I believe
Yeah, out
it.
of all places
I
to
believe
stand.
it.
And why him? Why did he have to get shot? It was so convenient for Dorian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty funny.
Dang! Fuck Dorian. Anyways, so now that I've thought about it a little bit, and we've all kind of talked about it, I guess the whole concept of Dorian and like objectification and like what you see on the outside isn't really like a good example of like what lies beneath. Like if you relate that to modern day, that could be like an influencer, right? Like they
Yeah.
are like found for their beauty and their talent, and then all of a sudden they're objectified and they hold them up to this pedestal. But like more oftentimes than not, or like more often than not, like we know that behind the scenes, like these are just like fucking shit people, and that's why like things come out and they're canceled or whatever. But it's the exact same concept of like you see them, they're beautiful, they're young, you want to like objectify them, you like let all this get to their head, and then behind the scenes there's like things happening that we don't really know. You know what I mean? So like that's, I think like that concept of Dorian itself is like pretty like that stands the test of time. It's just like you never know what's happening behind closed doors. So
Interesting. The OG influencer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my second bullet point is this is Instagram. That's just all I wrote.
Yeah.
Because I caught onto that like in like maybe the first like chapter or two. I was like, oh wow, this is like when nothing matters but visual. That's pretty much where we're at right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he still held all the parties, and he did all this and he did all of that, right? But at the end of the day, like he was still like being like a shit person behind closed doors, and nobody just ever saw it. They didn't really care, because as long as he was beautiful and entertaining them, that's all he needed to do. That's all the value that people really wanted from him.
So what did Lord Henry really get out of his relationship with Dorian? Like, I mean, he wasn't a pervert or anything, not like a pedophile.
I think he got somebody to go do shit with him. I personally thought Lord Henry was just the same as Dorian, and he had a little partner in crime to go fuck off and touch little boy.
Okay.
Not little boys, but like, you know, eat and drink. Not do opium apparently, because that's the line he didn't want to cross.
Oh yeah.
But treat, eat, drink, and gamble.
Yeah. Okay. And was it like an image boost for him also, where like he's spending time with this really pretty boy, and like he also?
I think it was like a status thing for him too.
Yeah.
And I think in Lord Henry's case, the way they kind of described it was just like Lord Henry obviously already had his own social standing, but like he got to claim the fame of Dorian by saying he introduced him to society, introduced him to these people and that people. Like that was his like little pet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he like discovered him and brought him.
Yeah, like he discovered him. He's a talent manager.
I think it was just like the concept of like a dude showing up to a party with like the really hot Russian ballet dancer on his arm. I think that was Dorian to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But poor Basil, though, why did he have to die? He's like the good angel.
That was pretty jacked up. That was so sad.
Poor Basil.
Lord Henry's the bad angel. He's the good angel.
Yeah, and it was very unnecessary death. That was terrible.
And like he was just like, tell me, Dorian, tell me. And Dorian could have lied. He could have been like, Basil, you're crazy, man. No. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
Like
he tried so hard to save him and help him. He had only good intentions, not gay intentions, but we don't know. But yeah.
I think I'm probably going to give it a 4. I feel like giving it a 3. I think it more deserves a 4. I don't really think this isn't giving me the vibe where I'm like, oh, this deserves a 5. That feels like too much. But I think it deserves a 4, and I think that's what I'll
I
rate
feel
it.
the same way too. Like I can give it a 5. Like we could like keep diving into it and like digging it apart, but like also like I was kind of underwhelmed. Like, oh, is this it?
Right.
I'm glad I read it though. I have
Because
it
when
under my belt now.
Yeah.
yeah
Exactly.
because we
Yeah.
went when we read what was one of the other classics that we read
East of Eden.
The Wrath.
East of Eden. By the time I was
Yeah.
done with
East of
East of
Eden.
Eden, and I
Oh,
was
you
like, this
haven't read Grapes of Wrath?
obviously. Oh, that's what you were talking about with Grapes of Wrath? Oh yeah, we read East
I
of
meant
Eden.
East of
But the
Eden.
same dude, right? Right? Was it John Steinbeck?
Yeah,
Same
Yeah.
guy,
same
yeah.
dude.
But when I was done with that, I just had it in my brain. I was like, regardless of what I feel about this deserves a 5. I don't feel that same way about this
Yeah.
book. It's not to that echelon in my brain, just off the like my gut feeling about it.
Okay, let's read
I'm gonna give it
Wuthering
a 4.
Heights next.
What?
Like in the next cycle. Wuthering Heights. Let's read that and see how we feel. Because that's also
I want
obviously
to read it.
All right, well, somebody pick it. Ooh, what are
I'll
these?
pick
Well,
it.
we have to re-up that thing anyways, don't we? How many books do we have left?
Soon. I think wasn't there 2 things left?
2 more Mistborn and
Oh
Mistborn.
your
yeah,
pick.
Mistborn. Oh yeah, and then with the old breed. Yeah, so like I don't know if I've told you guys very much. So I have a buddy of mine. He's like one of my best friends. He's a firefighter. He's a captain now. Wait. Yeah, captain's below chief. So he's been doing it for like a long time. He's seen some shit, like as you can just like imagine. And he described this book as pretty gruesome. Like
Oh,
pretty intense. Yeah. Yeah, like I have to stop this guy cuz sometimes he'll start telling me a story about like someone's like brains all over the pavement that he got a call on or something like that. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. I don't want to hear about it. And he said that this book is like intense. It's hardcore. Uh, but he also
What
said it's
book is
great.
it?
With the old breed. It's a memoir. Yeah.
oh,
Uh huh. Yeah. Yeah. So gruesome and real. Like not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not a fiction. It's just. It's just. It's a memoir about war. So
okay.
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Should be
But
interesting.
nothing's gonna top off A Child Called It. That was like the worst book I've ever read. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized. Bye, YouTube. Probably would have.
Bye.